Oh my God. Live video showing Kakamega residents being paid to attend William Ruto's rally in Shinyalu has emerged. I don't think this is true. And if it's true, then William Ruto's mission in the Luhya nation has actually failed. Because William Ruto embarked on a 6-day tour of the Luhya nation. Yesterday, Peter Salasia stole the show.
Lakini huko hapa mimi nataka bwana rais unichukue mimi nikuwe personal advisor wako unilipe. Kwa sababu bwana rais hao watu wako wakwambiangi ukweli. Wanakuambia SHA inafanya kazi na haifanyi kazi. Wanakuambia new model inafanya kazi na haifanyi kazi. Bwana rais, mimi nataka nikuambia kwamba wewe ni mtu ambaye uko na moyo wa kusaidia nchi ya Kenya. Lakini kuna makatels matapeli wako katika serikali yako ambao hawataki ujue ukweli wa maneno. Mimi najua you are a God sent leader who was sent to come and save this nation. But kuna watu ambao wako hapo katikati wanataka kukutumia wewe vibaya ili ya kwamba nchi yetu isonge mbele.
Again today, this video of residents being paid to attend the rally has also emerged. Watch the residents being paid because one of the agencies was actually live on TikTok as it happened.
Ani msukumano tu bana. Hata paka watu watakuja hapana bana. Ani manzeni kubaya. Manzeni kubaya sana. Tap the screen, tap the screen. Tap the screen, please. Tumeni hata karosi hapo hivi. Hata ka start. Wasale msipite bure. Ikeni ka kitu. Unaona venye kunaenda. Unaona venye watu wanavurukana. Hata kila mtu anashika tu makoti, mashati. Lazima ukwe rata. Hata kina mama walipanga line wanataka tu muko tu bana. Ani ruabe tu bana. Bana kwambia ni pesa bana usiseme hivyo. Hiyo ni muko tu bana ruabe. Kila mtu anapata ruabe na tuko na watu wameanza hata vita cheki hapo hivi. Na cheki. Kuna watu wanamurukana hapo hivi wanachapa yani wanafanya tu mambo hayo. Manzeni kubaya bana. Manzeni kubaya na kuambia kwa bana. Ati mama anapewa punch bana, ati punch.
But the biggest question is, why would someone spend a lot of money to mobilize people to attend a rally when we know elections are actually in 2027? We're just beginning 2025. I want us to look at the reasons why this is happening. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto embarked on a 6-day tour of the Luhya nation. And William Ruto intends to achieve several objectives through that tour. One of them is that he wants to try and gauge the ground. How is the ground receptive to his bid? Number two, William Ruto is also trying to sell the ANC UDA merger. Yesterday, you saw how he responded to Boni Halwale.
Sasa wewe Boni, hata sijui nitakuambia nini. Sasa wewe ndio kiongozi wa UDA. Alafu unakuja hapa unajaribu kuuliza maswali. Sasa wewe ndio utauliza ama wananchi watauliza? You are supposed to know. Wewe acha hizo. Ama namna gani? Si ndio, si huyu ni kiongozi. Sasa chief whip ya serikali Kenya mzima ndio huyu. Anatembea na jike alafu sasa hii dunia iko na maneno yake, lakini sawa tu. Tuendelee namna hiyo. Si ndio? So tuendelee namna hiyo. Otherwise
And of course, you also know that William Ruto's focus now is the Luhya nation, especially after Mount Kenya drifted away from his side. But I don't understand why an individual, but I don't understand why leaders would spend recklessly this kind of money to win the crowd to their rallies or to make people attend their rallies. First of all, Kakamega is significant politically speaking for William Ruto and any other politician. Because apart from Kiambu, Kakamega has the highest number of registered voters in the Republic of Kenya.
Kuambia kwamba sisi wana Kakamega wote tutatembea na wewe bega kwa bega mwaka wa 2027. Mheshimiwa Rais, leo niko na furaha sana kwa sababu wewe umekuja kutembelea Kakamega hapa. Na sisi wana Kakamega tunasema asante. Mambo ambayo umefanya kule Mumias, Mheshimiwa Rais, I want to appreciate you kwa sababu umeweka historia kwa kusema ya kwamba wakulima wa miwa for the first time watalipwa bonus. Hapo tunakupatia kongole. Mambo ya mabarabara sisi tunakushukuru sana, na pia mambo ya Buhungu Stadium, Mheshimiwa Rais, I want to appreciate you. Tunajua 2027 AFCON itakuwa hapa. Na mwisho, mimi nataka kuambia kwamba sisi wana Kakamega wote tutatembea na wewe bega kwa bega mwaka wa 2027.
But if you are to check the results of 2022, you'll realize that Kakamega is one of the constituencies where Raila Odinga's votes were actually suppressed. And we'll be able to understand this. We'll be able to ensure that there was no election. There was no election for the governor in Kakamega because he understood Raila Odinga's strategy. Kakamega, there was no election there. And Mombasa, which other county? It was Mombasa and Kakamega. And that's where he really played with the 200,000 votes. But let us not get into that for now. I want us to focus on why William Ruto and his team are keen or are obsessed with the crowd. Number one, there is something called perceptual value in politics. I've always explained to you guys that politics is a perceptual game of numbers, real or perceived. For those who've been following the politics of this country, before the broad-based government, William Ruto was receiving a lot of resistance. At some point, he was in Mombasa, the crowd heckled him. William Ruto went to, was it in Nyeri? He was heckled. William Ruto came to, was it in Kisumu or somewhere? Was it in Kakamega or Bungoma? He was heckled. So heckling had begun. And William Ruto had to look for Raila Odinga, and that stopped. So the perception by that time was that William Ruto was being heckled across the country. That was before the Gen Z protest. Then now, broad-based government happened. Then also Rigathi Gachagua impeached, and the mountain became hostile. So for Ruto and his government, he must create the perception that as much as the mountain has gone, the Luhya nation is receptive. But for me, I don't understand why they did it carelessly, the way they did it. Because there's a way, if they were organized, they would have paid people to attend without being captured on camera. But this is actually shameful if you are to ask me. So they wanted to create that perception. Number two, you see, just like I was trying to explain, politics is a perceptual game. So for them to create the momentum for other places, you saw yesterday while we were still in Kakamega, the crowd was there, but they were not really charged. So I think the general agreement today was that let us go to Shinyalu, but we want the crowd. Because that crowd is what is going to inform the attendance of the next rally. So if people turn up in their large numbers, then tomorrow is going to another place, that would be the trend. Like normally, if you are heckled today, then you go to another place, there's a chance that you are going to be heckled. The same. If you are well received today, there's a chance that tomorrow you'll be well received. The next day, you'll also be well received. So, in my view, they want to create the momentum for other areas. And that momentum can actually be extended, in my view, to 2027 if he can sustain it. Because remember, William Ruto's rallies before the last election were actually full. I don't know how he was filling them. William Ruto didn't even come to Kondele here. It would be full. I remember the last time William Ruto came to Kondele here to campaign, and they stoned their convoys to create that perception that ODM supporters were hostile. It was full. I don't know where they got the people. He came from Juakali, coming all the way. Full. Everywhere William Ruto went, it was full. But nowadays, what's happening? So I think he wants to try and create that momentum. Because if that momentum starts and then it's sustained, then even if you rig, people will say, okay, but this guy used to have crowds. Like in the last election, there's no way, even if Ruto did not win in other places, I mean, there was that perception that William Ruto had people. He would go to Kenol in Muranga, full. He would go to Githurai, it would be full mpaka juu. Momentum. But I think that momentum is failing. Number 3, the leaders are also under pressure to bring the crowd. Because after the Gen Z protest, the truth of the matter is that Kenyans have lost hope in our political class. And this is something which our political class should actually understand. In fact, that day I was surprised how people turned up in large numbers in Siaya. Of course, William Ruto was coming there, Museveni, there was also the football match. Maybe you can say football match also took people there. But the turnout was so big. But after the Gen Z protest, the turnout in political rallies really turned it down because Kenyans lost hope in the political class. So I think for me, the leaders were under a lot of pressure to bring people. Normally during those kind of events, there is normally some money which is used to facilitate. It's called confidential money issued by the office of the president underground for people to be mobilized. In most cases, it's normally the work of the chiefs, the assistant chiefs, and the provincial administration who are normally told the president is coming to this area. Please, from your area, we kuja na 50, kuja na 100 people, make sure they come. Those village elders, bring them. They are facilitated without people knowing. But now, I think for this, they wanted the political class to handle the mobilization. And number 4, I think it's also, they wanted to bring a friendly audience. Because you see, Kenyans are very angry and bitter as we speak. That is the honest truth. We can't run away from that. We can't run away from the fact that Kenyans, as we speak, are very angry and very bitter. So, for you to address a rally successfully, you must bring a friendly crowd. You can only bring a friendly crowd by asking your team, wewe leteni watu wetu. We are going to pay them 500 shillings to attend the rally. So that some of them will just be attending the rally because they were paid. But someone just leaving his house to go and attend a rally, and then you tell him something which is, a lie, they will tell you off. So the truth is, they wanted a friendly audience because there was that fear that if the audience is not friendly, likely something is likely to happen. And lastly, William Ruto's previous rejections, especially before the broad-based government, is something maybe they didn't want to start happening. But for me, I don't understand why they fear, because right now, Kenyans are so busy with a lot of things. So many parents don't even know where the fee for the first term is coming from. So even people who completed Form 4 last year, they are home. You see, most people have not even gone back to school, the university students, because of the funding model. So I don't understand why they fear, but the truth is, the previous rejection is what they were trying to prevent. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think. And by the way, Rigathi Gachagua is very busy. Wamunyoro, home beehive of activities. What is he up to? What is Rigathi Gachagua up to? Because Musalia Mudavadi told us that Rigathi Gachagua cannot run for the presidency in 2027. But what is he up to? Until that time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.